Okay, it's recording. Okay, so so XML has a beginning, has an end, can have some node inside, and a child node. Like here we have the messages has two nodes. Two nodes means node, which is a node or a child, two children, and each child can have his own children's, and here it has two form, head, body. In a regular XML, you don't really have to have the same structure. Okay, it would be fine XML, but if you have a schema and the schema tells you that every node must have a specific structure, all of them has to be a specific structure, otherwise you get an error. So the schema itself is an XML, and the schema tells me, no, sorry, this is not the schema. Next page is the schema. Here we talked about namespaces. This is also XML, but this one has a root. Under the root, you have two tables, but they belong to a totally different topics. One has to do with coffee, African coffee table and weight or blah, blah, blah. So this table is different than this one. This is really just a regular HTML table. This one could be totally different if you notice. It can be information about coffee or whatever. So, but that's why it has a different namespace, F. And the namespace, you declare it by XML and S, and you just give it a unique URL. Could be anything. So you can just make it up. It doesn't have even to be a existing one, as long as it's unique. So this one has to be different than this one, but whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So here we have two namespace, meaning really this is totally two different tables. Although they are in the same root, but they are totally different tables, okay? Now we talk about the schema, and we said the schema is also XML, and that defining a structure of the XML. So here it says that I should have an element called node. Indeed, I do. And it can have a sequence. By the way, this is not complete, because this only tells me there is a sequence. It didn't define that I can have an attribute, okay? But this one, as it is, fulfilling the requirement, and that's an extra. So the extra is not really going to destroy it. But if I want to make sure that each one of them will have an ID, I better put it in the schema. But don't waste your time on that now, because we're not going to write our own schema. I don't see a point for that today. We use other stuff, but you need to know it. You will see the XBRL, the SEC are using it. Okay. Now I said there's a language called XSLT. The purpose of XSLT is taking an XML, and this is a language written in XML, and you can apply this document, all these documents, to generate the HTML. I repeat, I have an XML, I have XSLT language program, which I apply on this one, and it will generate HTML, which is beautiful. You can see a little bit. I'm not going to go over the whole things. It's really starting with a template slash. Slash means go to the top of the document, which is catalog. When you get to the top, write HTML, body, blah, blah, and then blah, blah, you finish the whole thing, so you got the title. And when you get to the rows here in the bottom, I want you to go and loop over this document. For each CD under the catalog, which means under every CD, you see I have several CDs, loop over them and pull the value of a tag called title. So here we go. I'm pulling the title. I get the value. Value, it means really what is inside here. By the way, if I had the attribute, I could have pulled it up. But this one is just said, put whatever it's inside and generate a TD in the table. So TR, so I'm going to have how many rows, as many CDs I have in the rows. So it's going to loop, and for each row, it's only taking the title and the artist. And yesterday, I showed you how I can add even another column if I want. Just adding another one here, and in the title, add another one. But don't waste your time. You know, write a note. Maybe one day you get back to that. You click here on the link. You can really study it from the W3 schools. That's a good one if you want, if you need it. For now, just leave it. Just know that it exists. This is then we talk about the XBRL. It really is an XML and have a lot of namespaces, have a lot of things. That's what we already stopped yesterday. Showed you a lot of examples, and then we talked about it. That in fact, how the SEC is working. The SEC is working by taking the XBRL, applying XSLT, and generating this one. That's what you would like it to do. So let's say if I'm right. So let's go take one of the documents I have here. I was working on Apple. Okay. And I will show you something very interesting. Let me go to 2020. Take the last one. Let's go to the 2020, should be here. And I already found out how it should be. This one, it should be the link to it. Okay. See, I'm using it. Okay, this one looks familiar to you. Okay, I'm using it later on. That's why I'm keeping all this data, organizing them when I need to manipulate. I know how to do it inside Academy City. When I go here, the financial statement, I click on operation. By the way, this one is the financial statement of the SEC. How do they work? And see why it's so important what we did so far, Daniel. If I go right click, view page source, you will be amazed. Start looking some stuff. This is the HTML. That's their page. And you know, what do they do here? They have some JavaScript here. And amazingly, they have a link. You see that? Instant report XSLT. So I wasn't lying. They're downloading some XSLT. Now we can try that. You know, let's see if we can pull it out. If we can get a copy of their XSLT. I don't really care about that because I know that they're not using it. All right, let me start with, yeah. Let me see if I would be lucky. I don't really need it, but let's take here, include, and let's see if this one, where will be this one. It's not this, definitely. Not this. Let's try it here and see if you like it. Nope, that's not it. Nope. No, he doesn't like me. Let's learn other things. Maybe that will work. It should be that I click on it, it will give it to me, but it's probably in their library somewhere. It's theoretically supposed to be really relative to this one because it's supposed to put it. I will see if I can do it in a different way, okay? But they have an XSLT document, you can do. Okay, then you have a list of reports. See that? And they are all HTMLs. See that?
Yes.
Jeremiah, you see me? See that?
Yes, no. Yes, no.
Okay. So we have a list of documents, and then we have a functions, several functions here. Load XSLT document. See that?
Yeah.
You have another function, fix source. You have so many things here, a lot of JavaScript. And then how do you find your place here? What do you do? So when you read all of that stuff, you really want to go to the very top and find out where is the document. I have head. This is all head. So it's all in the head, correct? And there should be some document, the report itself. Here we go. I got the body. I got all those stuff. And eventually, when you take a look at it, you ask yourself, okay, when I click here, I get this one, correct? So if I do right click here and inspect, let's see what this one is. So if you see under the body, you go down and down, 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 you get to that div, and then you get a table, T body. Okay, so all that segment is there. Then you have TR, you have this one. Oh, this is the segment that takes care of the left side. You have a div, you have UL, which is a list. In the list, you have several things. You got it? You see that?
Yes. Yes.
Going, each one of them.
Yeah.
And then you ask yourself, okay, what does it do? What is it exactly doing? When I click on it, you can tell something happened. It has a class, okay? And then you start looking at the other ones. You have an A, which is a link. When I click on it, it does something. And what does it do? It's calling a function called load report and has a number inside. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right? So I say, okay, let's find out what this function is. The function name is load report and has a number inside, correct? So I'm gonna take it and see what it is. So I do right click and view page. These are things you can do now. Am I right, Daniel?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the function. See, it takes an index. And that list has numbers next to it. And amazingly, if you follow all the logic, you have clear report div, you follow, you get document get. And here, this is the important part. Look at that. You got an index. It does some stuff. You check if you have an active X component because the active X can allow you to read XSLT. And this one is allow you, this is like, this you can tell is the old style of writing code. This is allow you to do Ajax. We don't use that one. We use it inside the JavaScript in a more newer component. So they're using those stuff. If they have those stuff, then he is doing a clear. C is defining XSL URL as null. Then he's checking the report. You see that? You check if it's all. If it's all, then it does all of them. But otherwise, so I'm skipping that one for now. And then what is really referring, it takes the report index. So if I put number 2, what is number 2 here? Oh, you go up. Remember that stupid list? Report number 2, which will be this one. You will go and pick up this one. Is that right?
Yes.
And the truth of the matter, he has an XSL, but he doesn't use it. It's amazing. And say, why the heck are you doing it this way? And well, here we go. So it has the load. And then when you go into this part, you clear, sorry, we get regular. So you get report. So get report becomes to be the important function. All the rest I don't really care. then it does scroll to, it goes to the top. But I don't really care. Those stuff is less important. It gets the list and it changes the style, blah, blah, blah. It just open it up or whatever. But this is the important function. So we want to look for this function now. Believe it or not, I did all of that. And I did it better than they did it in many senses. And now see, if you get to here, that's what's getting really confusing. You get a UI and you get XSL. So let's look at the top. See, it's calling here, is giving you a URL, which is really the URL of the HTML, correct? So I don't know, this is really weird. They're giving you a URL and they're giving you the XSL also URL. So let's again look up. I get XSL URL. You see that? And what is that XSL URL? Here, it's null here. You see it's null?
Yes.
And then is, so what is it transferring? It has an XSL URL. It's null. So it is transferring null. So what's the point? Let's see in a minute. See if that makes any sense. So this is null. So he said if it is null, take this one. And by the way, okay, good. And I'm not transferring really. They are never transferring, meaning they're taking this one, correct? And this one was defined on the very top, if you remember. We saw that before. It's right here. You see that?
Yes.
This link. So he's downloading that XSL T. Okay, so he's basically saying XSL URL, it is that URL of the XSLT, and the URL is the HTML. Okay, so we got those two. Good. So now he's checking if the extension, blah, blah, blah. He's taking the extension, he's checking if it's an HTML. Here is the funny part. It's always HTML. Why is it always HTML? Let's look at how do they call it? HTML. Is that right? You're always transferring HTML. So if you're always transferring HTML, this is kind of stupid. This part never happened. Am I right?
Yes.
So they're not using XSLT. That's a shame. The whole idea was to use XSLT. And that's what I want to record. I will do the recording for that, Daniel. I hope you really understand it. See, really, when you really understand something, you get to a high level and don't be afraid ever. Nobody is better than you. So it's really funny that in the end of the day, since the extension, they're pulling up, by the way, they're taking the URL I'm transferring, but it's list of the reports. All those URLs always have an H, it's splitting up with the dot, okay? And then you take the extension, and the extension is always HTML. So if it is an HTML, what is it doing? Look what is he doing. Very simple. Now he's using Ajax, a little different than we used. This is a little older, but very similar. Is pulling that URL. In another word, really, the truth of the matter, if I'm looking at number 2, I should really look at that. Yeah, maybe I will find where it is, his stuff. Maybe I will find it this time. Let me see if I will be lucky. Let me start this one and see if that will work. It didn't work last time. It should be there. I know the exact place. I figured it out in the past. Here it is. Okay. This is the HTML. But that's the text. Why giving me the text? I don't know, whatever. But that's the HTML. By the way, I collected those. You see that? See, all these one, what I did it smarter way than that did it. If you look at mine, I have a link here. You see that, Daniel?
Yes, doctor.
So I took that one, copied it. If you put it here, Control V, and put 2, you'll get it. What happened? Why it doesn't like me?
Yeah, then that's
Delete document.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I do wrong?
doctor.
I have this one here. Is that right?
Yes.
2.html. That should do it. Here we go. Pretty cool, isn't it, Daniel? See how I stole their website? That's pretty cool. So I took that one, I put it in the Academy City. Got the idea? That's pretty cool. Now I can do whatever I want with that. I can add another column here, and that's what I did. But you really have to understand. So as you do that, you realize the SEC is really primitive with all the money we have. We're going to be in a higher level than they do. That's a shame, honest to God. So that website is not what it should have been. And I'm going to make that video. And we're going to make a really bombing title to that. And people will start looking at it. It'll be really interesting. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
How is your writing skills? Maybe you can write an article to one of the journals talking about the SEC. Is the SEC doing this job? That could be a very good academic paper. And if you can write it, then you can get probably a scholarship to go to college, most likely. So this is a good article. So this is amazing, isn't it?
Yes, doctor.
When you look at that one, in fact, if you want to look at the number 3, the only thing you have to do is really just change it to number 3. Here we go. That's the next report. Got it? Pretty cool. Now, you can tell they are stupid. Why do you need this list? You don't. Because they are all the same. You see, all of them are the same. Am I right? The
Yeah.
only
Yes.
difference is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you don't need this list. You just need to know how many reports you have. So the only thing you need is this last number. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I read the report. I fill up the 67, keep the number 67, and erase the whole thing. Because it's stupid. Okay? So the key point is SEC is not using XSLT. It's really a shame. They're using only this part. Now, what do they do here? Very simple. They simply, the adjectives, they're sending the URL, the data is text, asynchronic, it's false, meaning it will wait for it to come back out. It's not going to allow you to do other things. That's not important. When it's done, it will give you the data. What the data will have, it's really this one. That's what it will have, HTML. The text of the HTML. The truth of the matter is sending you this. It's sending you this. Got it? That's what it is
Yes.
sending you. So you get that one. Then what they do, they're looking for the text in that document, probably because of this part or whatever. Who cares? And then they clean it up, blah, 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 blah. And then what they're doing is going to, what the heck is doing there? Is returning basically the data. But where is it? Here we go. It's tagging, it has a place called report div. It has a div probably called that name. You can see most likely. If you go up probably or down, we'll see that. It has to have that. No, I don't want that. What is it? No, I want this one. Report div. You see, with jQuery, you can call a div with the hash. So if I put that one here, Control V, and here we go. Let's find it. Here we go. You see, this is an empty div. You got it?
Yeah.
And in the HTML here, when you refresh it, you don't have really anything on the right side. It could be whatever it is, it's cleaning it up. And when I click here, it's downloading that report and putting it in here. Okay, that's really what it does. So it takes this document and putting it on the right side. So that's really this div, okay? That's really what it is. Very simple. You would expect something much more sophisticated, but not really. Okay. So that's basically all the function. So what I did, I duplicated it. And now I have the whole control. The rest is useless. They're not using it. Clear div is just really cleaning it up. Okay. So I just copied that function and I didn't really care. I cleaned up that div and who cares the rest? It's all garbage. That's it. There's nothing there. Very nothing. There really is nothing. Amazing. Okay. So that's the SEC. Right now, Daniel, I want to make a short video only on that one. Okay? Is the SEC using XSLT? I will be a short video. I will add it to our series. Jeremiah, you hear me?
Yes, doctor.
You're going to make a nice, funny, like a person falling down or a ball falling. Take a ball. Ball means the market is really strong. And make a ball falling down or something funny. Okay? And then we'll ask, is the SEC is doing this job? Is the SEC falling? And then you show the ball falling down or something like that. Make it funny. And now we'll talk about that they're really not using. Is the SEC really using XSLT as it should be if the XBRL was doing its job? Those questions, write it down, Daniel, remind me. And we want to ask and answer. No, it doesn't. Okay? Because it doesn't, that's why we develop our own mechanism. That's why we develop our own mechanism. Otherwise, we had no reasons to do it. Okay. Now that you understand how it works, let's go back to our stuff. Okay. And move on to the next slide. Okay. By the way, this is a good one, Jeremiah. You can make a nice slide only of this one and add it to the video. There are links that I did. I will use them for my event. I can use it for mine. That's okay. Let me just. You can, these links saying that the SEC is using really the XSLT and they are efficient and comparability, blah, blah, blah. None of those are correct. This was published by PwC. It's one of the biggest companies. I used to work for PW before the merge to Cooper. This is for Cooper. This is Price Waterhouse. And they published an article saying really, we can even quote, and we say this really doesn't. If we click on this one, you can see their article. And if you read it, and you will see they're saying that there is supposed to be comparable. I read it at the time. We need to take the quote, and here we go. What are the advantages when using active? I don't remember where I found it. Reliability, transparency, comparability. It definitely doesn't allow comparability because each one is using his own tag. And how do we know it's true what I just said? Even the SEC realized that they are not even using it anymore. If you could have compared them, you should have used one XSLT for all the companies if they all have the same structure. Got it? So the fact you're using for every company, using a different HTMLs, in fact, that the company is providing, not really something that the SEC is generating by the XSLT telling you they are not comparable. And that's what really one element we should really emphasize on there. Okay. Let's go back to here and move on. Okay. Now this one is really stuff that I talked about and you already understood. This one I just showed you that in fact, by the way, all those R2, you can find them. They really are in one place. They are in here. Hold a second. Let me go back to this. If you go, they are all in here. They're supposed to be I think in here. I think if you do that, no, that's not it. And I should again take that, come out. And, okay. You see, all the HTML are here. See them?
Yes.
HTML 21, 22, you'll go down, you scroll down, they're all here. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. If you click on this one, you get exactly the same document. You see that? They're all there. It's really funny. They don't need to. That's a waste of space on the hard disk. If the XBRL was doing the job, you don't need all of those HTMLs. Unnecessary. You just need one document, one XSLT. This is a proof that the SEC failed in his project. Okay? This is a good article. Honest to God, we should write it. Okay? Do you think Patricia will be able to write it? What do you say, Daniel? Brandon? I think it will add a lot to the Academy City.
Yeah, with the grammatical checks, I think she will.
Oh, we'll work on it, but this is a good advertisements for Academy City. You got it?
Yes.
So my last article I published under the name of Academy City. This will be a very good article, by the way. A lot of people will be interested in that. Okay, so you can tell, really, it's funny that the SEC is for every company, by the way. This is true for every company. If you don't believe me, I can show you for another one. Let's go for M&M. M. Bingo. Okay. Let's go down here. Let's go to the bottom. You will see all the companies are the same. This is for M&M. See the beauty I'm generating for each one of them? But let's God help me now, just find 2020. Here we go. Where is the R? That's the HTML index. That's the 2021. That's 2021. Where is the R? That's the 10K. Anybody see the R? Maybe they don't have. Let's use a different company. I don't see it. We use a different company. I might didn't. Which company do we like? Let's go to the S&P. Let's see if I did something here. No, all of them are gone. None of those I know. Which one did I do? Apple, another one. Did I do Microsoft? Amazon, I think I did Amazon. AMZN. I did Amazon. Okay, it should be there. I think. Yeah, Amazon is there. So it should be here. Here we go. This is for Amazon. Okay. Now here we go. Let's look at Amazon. Here we go. See Amazon? If you want to get all the reports, they're right here. Because they have a different number, by the way. Each company has its own number. You cannot just take the same. Every company has their, it's called a concession number. I think that's the way they call it. So every company, and that's, I found out a way to download the whole things from there. So if I go here, Control F, I take this one out of here, and bingo. This is all the reports of Amazon. It really is a shame. Look at number 2. Let's see if I can number 2. I think all of them is number 2. Here we go. Right click, bingo. Looks familiar, isn't it? Just longer, but the same things. Okay, consolidated statement of cash flow. So each one of them has his own. By the way, even that structure, when you're getting this list, where is it? When you get the list on the left side, even the left side, it's the index, I think. Let me see if I can click that one, will come out. Yeah, you see that one? And when you go to, where is it? That's the XBRL. I found all of those. Anyway, the list on the left side, which you're getting is, okay, when you go to any one of those, take the one, let's see what the one is. Bingo. This is the one that will get you from the right side or whatever. All the reports are here. This is for Amazon now. See how many of them? Unnecessary. Okay, I hope I convinced you that there's something could be done better, and those articles could be really a testimony that they're not really actually happening. So anyway, let's move on. And next one is to go to, okay. He doesn't like me. Okay. We talk about all of those stuff, etc., etc. By the way, another things you can see, I pull data from the dynamic, fin dynamics. Okay, I buy those data. I pay them. Remember, you used that Excel, Brenda? The very beginning when we
Yes, I
started, I
do.
showed you what I used to use. So this number for Apple,
Yes,
for goodwill, you see it says 2220. This is really the data that their goodwill in their report showing for Apple. When you look in here, you look for goodwill. Where's goodwill? How much is the goodwill? Goodwill is totally different number. For a year, which year is that? I should have put the year here so they can see the exact year. But definitely the numbers are not matching, okay? So I need to really make here, they will see the year we put in the data for. Okay, it's the same thing since 2013, I think. So the goodwill here is 1.5, while here is saying 2.022. The numbers don't match. Okay, how about intangibles? Do I have intangibles here? Intangibles is 1.7. Here it says 4.1. Got it? Their data is incorrect. Okay, this is a very respectable company, and the mess of the data is such a mess that that's why we built our own stuff. So I'm going to organize it and we will do the recording when everything is really right. I don't know why I put that one. I will have to put it up. I have it, by the way. So we need to edit. Okay, another place, okay? Another website. This is a very Look at this error in this statement. Gross property, plant, and equipment should be net property, plant, and equipment. They're writing gross and they have an error. How do you know? Because that number is coming from the previous year. Here they call it net property, plant, and equipment. Here they call it gross. Gross and net, gross minus the depreciation, accumulated depreciation is the net. So here, classical error. A lot of websites are so wrong in so many things. It's amazing. This is a very respectable website. Okay. Okay. Another thing, should I subtract annual depreciation, add capital expenditure? See what they're doing. They're forcing the number. They're getting their calculation incorrect. They should take the gross, subtract from it the annual depreciation, since they're taking, by the way, they're taking this number to here. This should be a gross. So what's happening is, if this is a gross, okay, if this is the net, this is totally wrong, okay? You should take really the gross if you want to get to the net, you take the gross, okay? You subtract the annual depreciation and you add back the capital expenditure. Got it? And then you get the other net. So if you're starting gross minus annual depreciation, okay? The truth of the matter, this is totally wrong, by the way. This is really amazing. Why? I can't really believe they're doing it. Unless this is net. If this is net, these numbers don't make any sense, okay? If you start from the gross and you want to get to the net, if you're starting from the gross, you should subtract not the annual depreciation, you should really subtract the accumulated depreciation, okay? Unless you say, yeah, this really doesn't make any sense. 36,766 for this year, okay? It's really wrong, okay? In a minute, I will show you the real numbers, what the real numbers are supposed to be. If you have gross PPP, you should subtract the accumulated depreciation and subtract from the gross subtract annual depreciation, you add capital expenditure, you get to the net, okay? And that's wrong. Now, if you look at mine and the way I did it, hold a second, I don't remember if I have the next slide, I did it or not. Here we go. This is mine, by the way. Okay. This is okay. This is to show you that they are not using the same tag over the years, but that's a different topic. I wanted to go and talk about this one a little bit. Okay. Everybody understand gross property, plant, and equipment, what that means. Let's say you bought 5 cars, okay, for Academy City. You have 5 computers, 5 cars. The value of the computers go down over the years. That's called accumulated depreciation. Let's say you bought for million shilling, the computer went down the first year 100,000, the second year 200, 2 years it went down by 300. Million minus 300, it's 700. Correct so far?
Yes.
That's the net property, plant, and equipment. But if you bought a second computer, so you take the first computer was $1 million. First computer was $1 million. You subtract 300 for accumulated depreciation. Is that right? So the first computer is worth 4,700 now. Okay, after you subtract this one. If you bought a second computer for $1 million, so you add it. You add capital expenditure is the second computer you buy. So how much computers you have in Academy City? You have 1,700,000. The first computer is worth only 700 now. The second computer is $1 million. $1 million plus 1 is and 700 is 1.7 million. Is that right?
Yeah.
Got it? That's the way they should have done the calculation here. That's not what they're doing. That's totally wrong. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And then when you want to do, you want to use capital expenditure. You see this number 7309. Look at this number, 7309. I'm going to show you this one in Academy City now. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to Upward. Let's go back to our data. Let's go back. Which year was it? Which year was it? Let me go to my slide. Here we go. Which year? 2020. Okay. Let's look at the 2020 data. Okay. 2020. Property, plant, and equipment. 2020, how much do I have? 36,766. Is that correct? That's what it shows here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see.
36,766. That's what they said. 36,766. That's correct. That's the net. The last row is correct here. Is correct?
Yeah,
Okay. So now let's see what the capital expenditure. What is the capital expenditure? They have 7,309. Correct? Let's see the previous year. 37,378. 37,378. So we agree. Correct? My previous year and this year, we're saying the same numbers. So far, so good.
yes,
2019 and 2020, we agree on those two numbers. This number, our number here, and our number here are the same as theirs. So the bottom line is correct. So far, so good. What's the problem here now? Let's look. What is the capital expenditure? This says 7,309. Let's look at mine. Capital expenditure. Let's find capital expenditure. Anybody see capital expenditure? Here we go. What's the number here? 7,309 for 2020, correct?
correct.
310,495. Let's see what they said. Same number. Same number. Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey. But to get to the net, you must add it, not subtract it. So if I'm taking the net, if I'm taking this one, moving, we agree on those two numbers. Remember, we agreed on those two numbers. If I'm putting this one here, this is not gross, this is net. Got it?
Yeah.
For the net, I should really subtract this one and add this one. I should subtract this one and add this one, not the other way around. From the net, I'm adding the capital expenditure and subtracting the depreciation. Then reverse the order of depreciation and capital. What does it mean? That means that my depreciation is incorrect because look, we agree on the 37,378. We got the same number. We got the same number here. We got the same number here. The only number we don't have is this number. Is that right? So to get this number, this minus this plus this is supposed to give me this one and not the other way around, the way they did it. Meaning, all their numbers are wrong. Now, depreciation is a very important number. Very important number. If you do my calculation, you get a 10,000, it should be, not the other way around. You got it? That's what I said. Depreciation is 11,056. Capital expenditure is 10,444. Okay. Now, how do I know that? Because whatever the capital expenditure here, you can decide how do you want to go about those numbers, because if you don't have the depreciation, you have to replace the order here. So if you replace the order, or you accept the depreciation, and then the capital expenditure will be this, because they are reporting, I think, 11,056. So let's look at the 1156. Look at the 1156. That's really the tricky part. Which number should I take? This capital expenditure, see, I know what they got that number from. Exactly where I got mine. This is why you know why it's so important to be a finance person. Where is this number came from? I know exactly where this one came from. How do I know, Daniel? I have something they don't have. Is that right?
Yes.
I can go here. I can go here. Nobody can argue with me. I can go here. Let's go to the income statement first. Maybe it's there. Let's see if I picked it up from there. Do we have depreciation here? No, we don't. Let's go to the statement of cash flow. Here we got depreciation. Oh, hold a second, Daniel, you see that? That's pretty interesting becomes to be, isn't it? Look at that, the depreciation here, what does it say?
It's 11,056.
1156. So what should I do? By the way, that's when you have to be really smart and careful. It says depreciation and amortization. So that means that include also depreciation of goodwill and intangibles. So that's why this number is bigger. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we get to that number? How did I get to that number? How did I get to this number? Where is it? Capital expenditure, here we go. How did I get to this number? I don't remember myself. I got it from somewhere. I'll get it in a second. So it can't really be this number. So where is that number come from? Here we go. Capital expenditure. You see that, Daniel?
Yes.
So the capital expenditure, that's why I got it. So we agree on that number. If we agree that this is the right number, this is in order to find the depreciation, not including amortization, I can do the math now, correct? Let's do the math. Let's do the math. And then you can figure it out that this is the right way. Let's go back to his stuff. And let's see what the real map should be. We're starting from 37, 8. Then I should subtract some number, add 7, 309, correct? Let me make it bigger so you can see it. Okay? And that should be, in the end of the day, should be equal to, let me write this number here, 36,766. Correct? That's what it should be. So let's do equal sum, add up all those numbers. That one, I need to subtract something, so the number will be equal to this one. Is that right?
Yeah.
And that number must be the difference. It has to be 7921. So I have to put here minus 7921. Okay, and now it will be 0. It will be the same. So the depreciation should be 7921. And the capital expenditure should be 7309. That's what he said. He said the depreciation is 6696, 97. This is the wrong number. Got it? This
Yes.
is the wrong number. That's having fun to see a respectable website making really terrible. And that's why this is a good video for us to say why our method is much better than what you get from other websites. You got it?
Yes.
And then people will start being interested in how we collect data. And they might even buy our data because you need to have a membership to pull data from here automatically. Certain data you have to pay here. You have to make a membership. Or this data, I think it's free, but other things, but if you have errors, why should you go there? Got it? So the depreciation really should be 7921. Let's look at the hours. What did I report as depreciation? I have depreciation. In my case, I need depreciation and amortization. I think that's what I use. Anybody see depreciation? We have it here. We go depreciation. Yeah, I reported whatever they reported because mine really should say depreciation and amortization. Is that right?
Yes.
So how do we fix it, Brenda? So it will say it's the right way. What do you say? See the beautiful part when you build it up in the right way. I'm going back to Academy City and I'm going to the admin. Is that right?
Yes.
We'll be able to write 100 books on this system one day. We go to the corporate valuation and we go to this one, you should be expert, valuation accounts. And I'm going to look for depreciation. That should be down, down, down. Anybody
You
see?
passed it.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah, here it is. So how will I change it? So in all the reports, it will say the right things. We can do and amortization. Fair enough? I don't know if we'll take it to the end. I don't know if you will like me. Let's try if it will like me or not. Let's go now to the corporate. And let's go here. That's what happened. Bingo. See, I didn't upgrade my server yet. Let's go APL. Hopefully I get it. And let's go to no, it won't give it to me. It will be still the old one. It will still be the old one. See, it says depreciation. In order to get the new one, I must go here and refresh. So I can do that one. It will take him a little time to refresh. It'll take him a little time. That's what for it's. Yeah, when it gets to here. Yeah, here it's already down. And how do you know we got, let's look at here, depreciation. Anybody see depreciation? No, but it was too fast. Hold a second, let me refresh.
Down there, depreciation.
No, it should say depreciation and amortization, but it was too fast, so I should go here. I don't think I did that one. It will go a little slow. Takes a little time. Takes about 15 or 16 seconds. I will improve it over time. Is going over all the XBRL and downloading everything. Now let's see. Anybody see depreciation? Here we go. Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
Brenda, what do you say? I knew you
Cool,
like.
doctor.
This is when you do things the right way. Got it? We know this number is correct. Am I right?
Yes, doctor.
This one is absolutely correct. It's depreciation and amortization, definitely. And how do you know that this is the right number? In corporate valuation, you will need this number because when you look at the balance sheet and you look at long-term assets, intangibles, you see intangibles, you
Yes.
see goodwill. They are, by the way, there should be numbers here. We need to find out why it didn't give us those numbers. If I have amortization as well, it should really give me that numbers there. There should be or here. They are missing data here, most likely. We should find out why. Okay, intangibles, maybe they put it in the other things, okay? But if I have intangibles and goodwill, they are in the long-term assets. So are they included in property, plant, and equipment? They should be. Capital expenditure should include both of them, okay? Now, if you look only at property, plant, and equipment, okay, then you don't need amortization. Then you take the amortization, and then you take only that 7,000 something, okay? So if you're looking only at property, plant, and equipment, the number you should really use, it's this number. It's the 7,921. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. In any case, if you use amortization, depreciation and amortization, I might even split it to two, but I don't know if I need it. I will check in the future. Capital expenditures, the only things that I'm hesitant yet, how do I want to collect it? It's a little complex, but we'll get there step by step. Okay, so we got that stuff as well. And now you really understand why we're spending so much time on all of that stuff, because it really is important. We're doing something that people have struggled to really accomplish it. So let's do again F5 and go back, and that's where we are. Okay, I hope that gives you motivation why this is such an important topic. And here is the second one. By the way, here I showed, you know which table is that, Brenda? This is the matching table. Okay, and I think I used that for Apple. And you can tell this is really what companies, I really need to do that one again. And you can tell, and I should organize it by title, you know? And when I click on it, on the account, I will see that they are using it differently for different years. You got it? For example, interest expense in 2013, that's different than 2017. Here they call it interest paid, and here, and here they call it non-operation income expense. Got it?
Yes, doctor.
And we see that they are really switching, so that's really make our case very strong. Okay. Now we're starting. Okay. How to achieve accuracy, consistency across time and across companies. That's our role. Academy has solved the problem using business intelligence tools, sophisticated scraping techniques, and innovative approaches. You are invited to join our senior consulting to learn more. And I was debating with myself if we should really expose how we did it or we shouldn't. Let's don't show it yet, okay? What do you say, Daniel?
Yes, doctor, we should first.
I don't think we want to teach how we did this one yet. I don't think we need to show this menu. That's a very unique and a special one. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that's for the XBRL. For you guys, I will make, after we'll finish the recording and we decide how to do the recording, I will go over that one and move on that one, okay? Okay, that's enough for today on that respect. Brenda, I would like to see what the work you're doing on collecting data, and we can start moving on. I will upload a new version probably next week, and then we'll start looking also is the data matching our corporate valuation. What do I mean by that? See here, I still don't have anything here. You know, this one is really just partial. I haven't uploaded my version of the new version, which I just showed you. I'm really getting close. So
I actually tried, Doctor, getting the data for the companies that will be trading today, but
yeah,
they
yeah,
it
hold
seems
a second. See, this one I made a lot of progress. If you see, this is what we have on the server. We had only the countries. I didn't do the regions. I finished both of them. And we have the betas, and a lot of those stuff don't work. You know, those ones don't work here. They are working now on my computer. If you go to Apple, I only tested it for Apple. I will test it for other companies as well. So this is really working nicely. You can click here, but I see that this one doesn't update for some reason. I didn't change. Interesting. Okay. But as you do that, I did the beta. I finished the betas. I really should put a title here, beta. I'll put it there. This is country risk. This should say beta, a weighted average beta. And then it's being used here. So all of that is being automatically calculated. You see that? This is calculated, cost of debt, this calculated, this is calculated, this is automatically calculated. Then a lot of the stuff are automatically here. It doesn't have yet, there's some little things here that are not still working, but they will. They will eventually. And then we can start checking the valuation. And that will be the end of the structure. And then we start really making sure everything works correctly. It's very important, the collections of data. So let's go back to here and let's see which ones that you already have done. I told you look at those ones, but it's changing every day. So you have less companies now. It's only for the next week. You see that? You don't have anything for this week anymore. If you do control, I think control and this one or alt, no, there's nothing. Why? I need to check why. Maybe there's nothing.
and it wasn't bringing the matching accounts where I could get the accounts and match.
Yeah. So, hold a second. Okay. Let's leave the previous one. Let's try look at those one. Okay. Let's see. Best Buy, it's a very big company. It's a huge company. Let's try that one. Okay. Write those tickers, Brenda. Write those tickers. Those are going to be next week. So let's finish the next week. Okay. By the way, the truth of the matter, if you just click here, you should get all of them. Okay, let me click on that once. But they are moving. The one that was from last week, they moved. Okay, there's some of them. Yeah, here we go. Those two didn't change. I don't really know that company. But anyway, those ones going to be next week. Okay, yeah, 23, 24, 29. Why it doesn't show me? I get 23, 24. Let's do, just like those stickers. So we'll do them this week, okay? Even
Yep.
one day it's good, but at least we can do every day we'll do some. Even if you finish them, you will go faster as you go along. Let's go to the first company, okay? I'm going to, I'm gonna do this one, double check this one is there because I have caching sometimes. I go here. Let's do those, okay? I'm gonna click on the first one, and most likely it's not going to have the data. Here we go. Yeah, we do have the data. How come? Interesting. Did I do that? I don't remember. Did you do that?
I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, I don't remember doing it. Anyway, so this one, maybe it's pulled it up automatically because we have the same industry. Let's look at this industry if we have other companies. See, one thing that I always like to do, I open several screens at the same time. So then if I want to see all the companies, and there's no limit to, this is the beauty of it. I can click on the SIC and then Control V. Here we go. Oh, there's only one company. So I didn't really pick it up from there. I don't really know. Maybe I did it and I forgot. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, let's go to the SEC 2020. Doesn't look right to me. Something doesn't make sense to me. Hold a second, sweetie.
On my computer, it actually shows there is no data.
I don't think it's the right data. Let me refresh. That would be the best. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I go here, go here, go here, go here. And Control V. It won't take it. I will do a small T will take it. Now it will work. Yeah, I still didn't get it. It will get it eventually. You will get it there. Still cooking. Still cooking. Yeah, now it did it. Okay. Yeah, you see, but we don't have any data. Okay. It's good to check it. The reason I found out because it goes all the way to 2015, the previous one had data. So we were mixing between those two. Okay. So we want to go to the SEC and you know what to do. Is that right, Brenda?
Yes, doctor.
Just go click on this one. I would, if I were you, I would always refresh. I will do all of them so I know all the data is there. I just have to start working on them or whatever. But make sure refresh, go to this and P500. When you finish the first company, Control Alt and click on the date, you know what the next company is. And go one by one, okay? They're all big company. Campbell, it's a huge company. They're all big company. It takes them a little, this is one too quick because I didn't click on this one. So I refresh again, my mistake. Be patient in the beginning. Eventually we'll make it, maybe we won't be able to make, I click twice if I have caching just to double check. Click B here, small b will take it. And you will see it working because it will start showing you the bottom also. It's doing the calculation. Or if you go to the financial statement analysis, you should get this one data. It didn't finish, so it didn't pull anything. It will show you nothing. Here we go. You got it?
Yes, doctor.
Now, we really did only for the first two, but I will refresh. Finish one company, go to the next one, and click on here, Control Alt, click on here, and go to the next one. But before you go to the next one, don't forget that one. I have caching, so it doesn't know if I'm what I mean. If I now I want no, go here, click on that one. See, it has a caching. You will change it now. You will change it here. Got it?
Yes, doctor.
Play with it. Finish the first try to work on those companies, and then we take it from there. Okay? Do you have other company you worked on? You want to look at?
No, the other time when I tried, the website was getting stuck.
By the way, this one does have company. This one does have some data. This is the right company, CRM. So this one is correct. So you might have some data for that one. Yeah, this one does have some, but it's okay. But there are only 5, so it's an easy one. Theoretically, I will clean it up. When I click here, it should really do the work. You put the DE. I'm curious if it will. Let's see if it does it. If I get different numbers, then I know it did it. Or I get nothing, then I know it's doing the job right. Otherwise, I will refresh and redo it. Yeah, it does. So we can really go here. All of them, we got all the, whatever we have. So at least you have something you can start. They're all supposed to be empty. I made it when you click and it done, it bring you to here, but I'm going to remove it. That will be a hard one. That's one I want now. Yeah, I should have refreshed, but that's okay. Doesn't make a difference. Let me try that and see if it will be nice to me or if finished or not. Okay. Well, it's beautiful. To get to this stage is very impressive. We will, now it's just going up. Let me go here. Twice, go here. And Best Buy, just a small Y will take it. Now I just wait for it to come to the ratio. It will show me the table. Then I know it's really putting nothing because I didn't collect anything. Is that right? Okay, but at least you got all the by the way, I do a lot of changes on the industries. Every industry is going to have its own chart of accounts. That's something I will teach you in the future. For now, you just have to start and pull the data. They will most likely will be empty, most of them. And that's one you know. Okay, let's focus on those 5. Why don't you write those tickers? Okay, and then we can download them by the ticker. We don't have to remember. Okay,
Okay, doctor.
let's try finishing those one by the end of mid-Monday. We finish all the 5. I tell you why, because there will be new companies coming. The trading start on Monday. That will be beautiful if we finish them. I will take them as example. By then, I will upload the new corporate valuation and we'll do the whole corporate valuation for those companies. That will be really a big jump. Okay?
Okay.
Beautiful. Questions? Jeremiah? Is Jeremiah got tired? Where is Jeremiah?
Yes, doctor.
Now, Jeremiah, why I'm bothering you to see accounting? You're a designer. Let's see if you guessed by what I'm thinking, why I think it's important you see it. You don't need to get to the detail as Brenda should. And Brenda, you should really build up a team. You cannot do the whole things yourself. You need between 3 to 5 people, at least. So that's your goal. We need good students. I think Darlene will be excellent. Mildred, you can get Mildred also. Okay? And as we continue and we find excellent students that will be joining your team. Daniel, you should do the same. I think Jerome should work with you, Daniel. You should do the same, Jeremiah.
Yes, doctor.
For now, you are with Michael, but you're doing, by the way, what happened to this course, digital marketing? You forgot about it. I forgot about it too. But you cannot forget. I can forget, but you cannot.
Doctor, we did not forget about it.
So show me the result. Show me the money.
No, doctor, we are still working on it. Like you said about those small.
Listen,
things.
if my wife will cook that slowly, I will never eat.
No, doctor, we have started doing the real work because we are going to start making those short videos, as you say.
Okay,
About
Jeremiah, I know how hard it is. Okay, but why am I showing you this application? I really do want you to understand the concept. and then in the future work with Brenda, redesign the whole program, the design. So you tell me, Amos, this is stupid. You did it, okay, it's working, but it's stupid. You should use something else. Look other websites. Okay, this one, it was my idea. I have other menu under it. Maybe this is stupid. Maybe I should put it on the left. I don't know. Maybe we should change all the heading here should be different color. I don't know, to make them different. Got it?
Yes, doctor.
A lot of people studying design, but they don't understand they have to design the field they're designing it for. For example, I showed you this website, by the way. Let me see if I can, I think I have it in the other, here we go. If you look at this website, where is it? Let me find it. Companies, competitors or companies? This is companies. Do I have a competitors here? Anybody sees? Here we go. See this one, okay? The one I just showed you. They have a design. You see that, Jeremiah?
Doctor.
Look at theirs. They made a nice table. You can make a different design. So you can take mine and change it. You say, Amos, this is a stupid table. And tell me, no, make those one to look nicer. Take those lines. You see, they did it something like that. You see, they have a little bit, you know, when you move the mouse, it's light, but they make the columns. Probably the column is more important for a user. Believe me, they spend a fortune to do those ones, to design it. Got it? We can steal the idea. Nobody can sue you for stealing the idea here. Got it?
Yes, doctor.
That's going to be your job. Like they did it, we want to do it nicer. You see, look at their design. Their top out, very different than ours. You see that?
Yes, doctor.
Okay? They have a different menu than ours. It looks like more elegant. In fact, honest to God, theirs is nicer than ours. Why shouldn't we steal that? Instead of having this one, we steal their design. Got it? All the
Yes.
JavaScript, the Python stay the same. So we're focusing on the hard stuff, and then eventually this one will design it to look really nice. And you need to start developing your own style that goes very well for finance. Okay?
Yes, doctor.
That's why we're doing that. And you, Brenda, I told you, I'm repeating myself. When you go into schedules, see, I use a lot of the stuff I wanted to be expert. You, Jeremiah, this is for the two of you. Yeah, why this one doesn't work? What happened? It should work. Hey, I got stuck. Don't tell me I got stuck in my server. Don't do it to me. No, it doesn't. Okay, let me go back. Schedules. This one is such an important module. See those, Brenda,
Yes, doctor.
Jeremiah?
Yes, doctor.
When we want to present data, after we take all the accounting, putting them in a business intelligence cube, you want to show it to the user. We're going to make a lot of possibilities here, comparing data of two companies, revenues of two companies. So I will have two charts, revenues of one company, revenue of another company. That could be really cool. You know how to do it, Brenda.
Yeah.
You can have a manual, revenue comparison. You click on here, you get a list of all the companies. Click on a company, it's adding it. You click another company, it's added to the chart. You can do it. I'll do it with you first time, second time, eventually. But the knowledge how to make chart, you should not forget. Go and review that project. You should know it by heart, literally by heart. And then eventually teach it. See, this is the table. After you have a chart, you don't really care. You got it?
Yes, doctor.
This is really so valuable, okay? And Jeremiah, study, study, study. You have so much to study. And Brenda, this one is a beautiful tool. And then add it into certificate 2 or certificate 3 to teach your economics application. We want to add that application as a class or 2 classes. Got it?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, sweetie. Have a good one. I want to finish it before Shabbat, and then hopefully I will upload it on Sunday morning. So we'll have the corporate valuation done. Have a good one, guys. Good job. I like the, let me just finish. What do you think? Do you know which students should we pass or which should we don't? I think all the Lira kids should pass. Am I right? Liam should pass. What do you think, Daniel? Who else?
There's Laura, I talked to them actually, and they said they're willing and they're ready for certificate too.
You think Laura should go? It should pass?
Yeah, I talked to her and she said she's willing and ready to put in more effort.
How about Megan? What do you think? Can she make it?
Okay, for Megan's case, doctor, it's a bit hard because she had to first learn the computer basics.
I think she was really slow a little bit yesterday.
Yes, because she had to first learn actually the computer basics, then go on to learning the certificate one.
Do you think if we tutor her, she will be better?
Yes, slowly by slowly.
Okay. I think she can make it, in fact. Okay, Jerome, please check up with Jerome. He has to already take certificate too, and machine learning if you want to take machine learning. Who else left there? What about Becker? Should we pass Becker? He was on the border.
Yes, I think we can give him a chance.
Let's give him a certificate too. Make a list, Binder. Who else was there? Miriam, I didn't hear at all, so I don't know if you can pass her at all. Tell her she has to take the test again. Did she write the writing test?
Yeah, she did.
How did she do?
It was not pretty bad. For the theory, I can't really tell because I know most of them can go to the internet and search for answers.
That's okay. As long as they can solve it, even if they go to the internet, as long as they can solve it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But we really know everything by the oral test. Eventually, I want you and Daniel to do it instead of me. You'll get to that level. You saw my style yesterday. But as time goes by, our demand level will go up. Okay? Otherwise, we won't have any student if we put it too high for now. You got it? And
Yes.
as time goes by, we'll increase the level. I will pass Becker. Miriam, she has to take the oral test again. Who else left? Other students? Who did I miss? No one. Okay, why
I
don't we
think
do
we
that?
covered
Just
all of them.
okay, just send them a notice that they passed. You don't need to give them a grade. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay, have a good one. Talk to you on Sunday. Bye, sweetie. سلامتك.